Today's video is going over the encounter challenge for the Hobgoblin encounter, Stitch in Time. For this challenge, everyone on your team must pick up a Chronon before anyone picks up a second one, and then everyone must pick up a second Chronon before anyone picks up a third one, continuing on until the encounter is complete. In order to explain our strategy for completing this challenge, I'm going to break down each section of activating the hoops. Do note that the act of picking up the Chronon is what triggers the pass or fail of the challenge, and not the act of using it to activate a hoop. To start, you'll want to designate one of your runners to not grab a Chronon from the original 5 that spawn from the 5 Minotaurs after killing the first Hydra. We will call this player the Saver to refer to them later. The other 5 players will each grab 1 Chronon each and activate the first 5 hoops. The order does not matter at all for this first section. After killing the second Hydra, make sure that the Saver is the first player to grab a Chronon. This will fully reset the rotation, as all 6 players will now have grabbed their first Chronon, so your other 2 runners can immediately grab a Chronon at this point as well, and prepare to activate the 4 good hoops. This will allow you to activate 3 of those 4 good hoops with your 3 runners, and then the 4th good hoop must be activated by the Saver, as they will be the only runner who hasn't yet picked up a second Chronon. This should be all you need to get to the first damage phase. Now for after damage phase, your 3 runners will have all already picked up 2 Chronons, with your 3 plate or buff players only having grabbed 1. In order to activate this next set of 5 hoops, you will want to make sure that your 3 plate players are the only ones to pick up Chronons to activate these. Just make sure that each of these 3 players picks up a Chronon, aka their second total, as this will ensure that everyone has now picked up 2 total Chronons, then allowing for each of those same 3 plate players to pick up their third Chronons afterwards and activate the remaining 2 portals. It is very important here that each of these 3 plate players picks up their third Chronon, even though there's only going to be 2 extra hoops to activate. Whoever still has a Chronon once all 5 hoops are activated can either just jump through any hoop immediately to quote-unquote waste it, or just hang on to it and not use it at all. The reason for this is going to allow your 3 runners to grab Chronons afterwards to get ready to activate the 4 good hoops again for the second damage phase, and once all 3 runners have grabbed this Chronon, their third total, everyone on the team will have grabbed 3 total Chronons, and therefore it will allow any of the 3 runners to grab the final Chronon to activate the 4th good hoop. This will get you through to the second damage phase and hopefully the completion of the encounter. So really quick, I just wanted to run through a visual example just for those that this may help. This is actually how I kind of theory crafted how to do this in the first place, except I cleaned it up quite a bit since then, so it's a little bit easier to read. But basically, numbers 1, 2, and 3, these are going to be your 3 buff or plate players. Numbers 4, 5, and 6 are your 3 runners, with 6 being the Saver that we talked about earlier. So just running through this really quick. First 5 hoops that you need can be done by your 3 plate players and 2 of your 3 runners. That's basically what this is saying. Your 3 plate players do 3 of the hoops. Your 2 of your 3 runners do the other 2 hoops. Whoever is your Saver is saving. They're not doing this first 5 hoops. The first 5 hoops. Then your Saver, again, one of the runners that does not pick up a Chronon out of the first 5, needs to be the first one to grab for the 4 quote-unquote good hoops. At that point, 4 and 5, or again, your other 2 runners can also grab, be ready to do the first 3 dunks, and then just make sure that your Saver is the one that is grabbing last for the 4th good hoop. So basically on this first section before damage phase, you need to make sure that the person that did not grab out of the first 5 does 2 of basically the first grab of Chronons and the last grab of Chronons. Technically, as long as they grab first, they can grab in any part at this point, because as soon as you've done this final grab of the first rotation, all 3 people can just grab again, because now everybody, if you look from here, like this spot that's highlighted, all 6 people have grabbed, so this fully resets the rotation. And just in case I didn't mention earlier, it's not like you have to do it in the same order every time. It's just once all 6 have grabbed, it kind of fully resets, and everybody can grab again. But that's the first round. Then you have damage phase. Now remember, after damage phase, at this point, your 3 runners, 4, 5, and 6, have grabbed their second Chronon. Your 3 plate players have not, so they need to be the first 3 to grab. They're going to grab and activate the first 3 portals. At that point, everybody's grabbed 2, so then here, technically anybody can grab, but you want to set up for the good hoops part, right? And obviously your buff people cannot activate the good hoops. That's just how the basic mechanics of this encounter work. So you want to make sure that your plate people do the first 3, get their second Chronons, then they also get the next 3 so that they have all grabbed their third Chronons, so that you're set up for the next part. Again, as I say here, and as I said earlier in the video, the last person, since there's going to be 6 pickups here and only 5 hoops to activate. Whoever is last on their pickup of this second 3 can either just hang on to it or use it anyway, just to get rid of it by going through the hoop afterwards. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that all 3 people pick up again, so that all 3 of your plate players have now grabbed 3 total chronons in the encounter. The reason again for that, which I explained earlier but we'll show visually here, is obviously once you get to the point of doing the good hoops, the 4 out of 5 good hoops for the next mechanic, you have your 3 runners, they can grab 3 and do 3 of the 4, but at this point you're still going to need a 4th grab and a 4th hoop. And if any of these 3 plate players have not grabbed 3 chronons, if somebody tries to grab their 4th chronon, one of these runners is going to have to grab a 4th chronon. And if these people haven't all done 3, that's going to immediately fail the challenge. So you need to make sure that, again, these 3 have all already gotten their 3rd, so that then the 3 runners get their 3rd. It's now fully reset, and technically anybody, or any runner, because if anybody else tries to do it, they're going to die, but any runner can grab the 4th total chronon, also happens to be the 4th good hoop, and that's going to get you to your 2nd damage phase. And that's all for today. I hope this video to the Hobgoblin Encounter Challenge was helpful, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.